welcome back. This is Manjunath Chandriya. Today's session will be learning the variable decline balance method. If you are new to this channel, do subscribe, hit the bell icon for more interesting videos and notifications. So what is variable decline balance method? This function returns the depreciation of an asset of any period specified by the user, including the partial period or using the double decline balance method or some other method. So what it is trying to say is using this variable decline balance method, you can get a get to know the depreciation of a particular year. Say example, here the asset value is 5 years. So I need to know what is the depreciation amount for a fourth year. So for that you can use this method. So it will usually it will be calculated on a double decline method or any other related methods. Let's see how it works. Okay. So, as the example says, RAM has an asset of $10,000 and the residual value of $1,000. Residual is nothing but the final value of an asset after 5 years. So, we are trying to use the variable decline method. So, I have a schedule here. So, let's start using the schedule. Okay. So, beginning value is nothing but the asset value. So, I've just selected this cell from here to here, right? Let's use the variable decline balance method. There is a formula called as VDB. So you can use that formula to get that. So VDB, it's a most useful function or the method of depreciation where you can it'll calculate exactly, and you can calculate for any period or partial periods. So you can select VDB, open bracket. You can click on the insert function. Okay. Here it says cost, salvage, life, start period and the end period. So each value they say given the description, so you can understand what is related to this particular box or the box. It says cost, initial cost of an asset. So obviously the cost of asset is $10,000. Since these are constant, I'm going to freeze using F4 function. The salvage value is nothing but the final value of the asset when the lifespan is completed. So I'm going to freeze this using the F4 function. Asset lifespan is 5 years. So I'm selecting F4. Now here it's the start date and the end date. The state should always be 0 for the first year because we are calculating for the year first year. So either 0 to 1. The day 1 the asset purchased for the 1 year. So you need to start from 0 to 1. Okay, now you see. So 1. Again, if you do a tab, so you can see a lot of options here. Factor. So I've already did the double decline method video previously. If you have not seen, you can go and watch that video. What is factor? Factor is nothing but the rate at which the balance decline. So here the factor means what factor you need to decline the depreciation. So if you don't give anything, it will going to use a double decline method. It's 2 as a default. So either you need to leave it blank or you can add the number as 2. So let's leave it blank. So it will going to take the double decline method. Switched. So switch is what? So if say example here in this case it is taking the double decline method, and switch, if you want to switch that into a straight line method, it will going to switch automatically when the straight line depreciation, it will switch to straight line depreciation method when the depreciation is greater than the decline balance method. When the values depreciation value is more than the decline balance method, then automatically it will switch into straight line. But in this case we don't want it to switch to straight line method. We will keep it as double decline method itself. So for that, don't, if you should not switch, then you need to put it as true. Okay, let's type it as true here. We don't want to switch, right? So let's see, period I was taken 0, right? So true, let's hit OK. So where did we go wrong? 10,000 period. I think the factor we need to give it as 2. Yes. So earlier we left it blank. So I'm giving it as 2 for double decline method. Click OK. So we don't want to switch to straight line. So we're keeping as true. Don't switch. So here the only challenge is, so next period you should change it to start date should change it to 1. Because for the first month the first start date will be 0. Second month it should be 0. Let's say copy this formula down, so it is taking 2000 only, right? 4000, sorry. So if you click on this, here the period should change, right? So what we did is, started we are taking it as 0, end date as 1. So instead of taking end date as 1, we'll take it this cell, because 1 is also here, so we'll take it here. So now we click OK. Now we drag this down. So it is taking down, whereas the start date is still showing 0. So next it should be 1. For that, because it should be under you should understand where here it is 0 to 1 for first year. For second year, 1 to 2. Third year, it will be 2 to 3. So for that reason, we need to set it in such a way so that here the next should not be 0, it should be 1. 1 to 2. So D12 is nothing but is second period. So it is taking down. So again, if you copy down, so it is 2 to 3. 3 is nothing but third column. So I can't go and do it manually, right? So for that, what we can do is, so you can go here, instead of giving this, select this one period minus 1. So if you put minus 1, obviously it will be 0, right? So this will be again period 1. So next, if you copy down formula, now you can see, so T12 is nothing but 2. 2 minus 1, again it will be started will be 1. 1 to 2. So this is your ending beginning balance. Hope you understand this, right? It's very important to know when you start, it will be like this. So example 1, say 1 period 1, right? So 0 to 1, 1 to 2. Right. So 1 to 2. Yeah. So now 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. So we need to set it like this. Start date will be start and end date, end period, right? So what we did here, as you can see, so I've just taken D1, D11 is nothing but 1 is one first period, so minus 1. So it should be started, it should be 0. So obviously it will be 0. 11, 1 minus 1 is 0. Again, it is first period. So I'm taking D11. So it is taking down. So when you copy this formula down, so you can see here again. So 5 minus 1 is 4 for start date. Again 5 as the end date, as 5 year. So it's very simple. You need to understand the concept where, so you should select the start date as 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and 4 to 5. So when you add up all this, it gives your total depreciate is 9,000. So we need to know the ending balance is beginning minus depreciation is ending balance. Next month, next year, ending first year ending balance is nothing but the second year beginning balance. So I just selected this formula and copy this formula down. Now you can see the residual value is nothing but the salvage value is $1,000. So total depreciation is 9,000. So you should get this. So understand, then your calculated is very simple. It's not so complicated. Only thing is start date. You need to use this pattern is 0 to 1, 1 to 2 as far as the years passes. So and the factor you should always keep it as 2, because it will go into decline, double decline. If you put it as false, then the depreciation value is more. If it is greater than the decline method, then it will switch to straight line. So we don't want to switch. so we can put it as true. So very simple and very helpful function, and it's always it does the correct say example. I'll let me change it to sun 50 as a date value. Now you can see, so almost the yesterday value has come to sun 75. So whenever it changes something, if you want to change to 120 1 to 50, so obviously it will going to calculate. So very simple and a very helpful function. Hope this video was interesting. If you think this video was interesting, do subscribe, hit the bell icon for more interesting videos and learning. I'll be coming up with the other method of depreciation. uh, Thank you for your time. Happy learning.